It was built close to a century ago and served not only as the permanent abode of the overlord of the Wa Naa kingdom, but also serves the political, religious and traditional symbol of the Wa Naa traditional area. The iconic Wa Naa's palace, built with mud bricks and having Y-shaped wooden columns that supports its flat roofing, is our next destination in the Ghana Man series. Joy News' Upper West Region correspondent Trafiq Salam reports that despite its huge tourism potential, which can better the economic fortunes of the people, there's been very little benefit from the building cast in the mold of sub-Saharan architecture.
Located at the heart of the Wa municipality and bounded to the left by Limairivore and to the right by Yiji is a beautiful and iconic Wa Naa's palace.
This building is a worldwide thing. The whole world knows about it. People do come here to see the building and goes away. Once it is a monument, and we are proud of it. We, the royals of Wa, we are very proud of it. This monument or architecture, you can see it anywhere.
It was constructed using sun-dried mud bricks. Unlike other Asian buildings, it has a Y-shaped wooden columns to support the flat roofs of a boost pole framework covered with mud. Its architectural style is a combination of forms and influences from the Moorish architecture in Sahel, Sudan. As part of the Ghana Man series, I took a tour of the palace, regarded as one of the finest and last remains of Asian architectural buildings which needs to be preserved. Nasalu Jongara hails from the Yijila Gate and currently occupies the Duwe skin. He told me how the idea of the building of the palace was mooted.
This was initiated by Isaka Dabila of Wa Limairi, who is an imam, or who was an imam. After constructing the central mosque by architecture from Bona, Yahya Bundana was the sole financier of the central mosque. So after that, Isaka saw it in his wisdom, brought them here, the replica of the central mosque, and then what they had at Bona. So it was the same architecture he brought here. So he started it with Napelipu coming in. It was at Bangmarayiri where the bricks were laid, these local bricks. And here wall was red clay. That is why they call here Ije up to Bangmarayiri, where Alaji Insa semi-story building is situated. That was where they manufactured the bricks from, they mold the bricks from. So carrying them there to this place, it was Limairi, Tagadayiri, plus the Wala Royals. They were bringing in the bricks and the palace was constructed by them.
Before the construction of the palace, there was no central or permanent palace for the Wa Naa. Each of them were staying at their respective palaces constructed for their gates. Inside the Wa Naa's palace is a sitting room who serves as a court. Here, the Wa Naa sits on either the lion's or the antelope skin. Any other person coming in here, including the imams who serves as the spiritual godfathers, either has to sit on a cow or a sheep skin.
This is the antelope skin, and these two are the lion skins. This is one. This one, you see it like that. It's more than 150 years here. So as well as this. They are very, very old.
So why is the Wa Naa sitting on the antelope or the lion skin?
It is our symbol of authority. Because he is the overlord of all chiefs here. And then in the local language, we call him Berango or Jara. You know, the lion is the strongest thing in the jungle. And that's the nickname of the lion.
So is that the reason why we're having a lion?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course, indicating our symbol of authority.
It is significant to note that this palace has two gates for all the four royal gates in the Wa Naa traditional area. However, at any one particular point in time, only one gate is opened and used.
You know, we have four disengaged on to the skin. We have Ije, we have Najara, we have Jonyuaha, we have Nakpaha. So this gate belongs to the Yijihi Royals and then the Nakpaha Royals.
And the one that is open?
The one that is open. In case when I've seen Pelifo the fourth passes on, this gate will be closed and then it will go to Jara. Now Jara, they will open the other gate. That is how our history is, or that is how the scenario is.
Despite this huge tourism potential, coupled with the thousands that troop there to have a glimpse of the ancient edifice, the people benefits little or nothing from it. Upper West Regional Chairman of Tour Guides Association, Aziz Belpo, himself a royal, lamented about the situation and made some recommendations for the status quo to change.
As a tour guide, I am disappointed because we don't have even a simple museum in this palace where tourists can come, go in. So tourists come in and the only thing is just to have a look at this building and probably see or engage with the chief, and that ends it. Unlike other kingdoms you go, you can see a museum where you can see all relics and artifacts and old pictures of past kings and all these things that symbolizes our culture. So I am calling upon the authorities, the traditional area, the Ghana Tourism Authority, museums, monuments board, and even the general public. We can do a public-private partnership where we can have a museum in this palace where tourists can go in. We can. It can also help us conserve most of these things that we have, our talking drums and all these things. They are almost in extinct. You come here and you hardly see these things. But with a palace museum, I think we can better preserve these things. And tourists will be willing to pay more, because when you bring tourists as a guide and there is nothing to show, there's nothing to see, they are reluctant in paying or even donating. So they just give peanuts. But when there is much for them to do or see, you are able to charge them and they are able to pay better as a tour guide.
The iconic Wa Naa Palace does not only serve as a permanent abode for the Wala King, but also it is the traditional, religious, and political symbol of the Wala people. It is also the strength, power, and unity of the Wala people. Reporting for Joy News, Rafiq Salam, Wa